was on Twitter last night, as one is, and I'm scrolling through, and I'm looking at different cult stuff. After I form my own opinion on what happened, I like seeing what is everyone else saying. Am I on the right track? Am I at odds with the audience? And as I'm scrolling through, James Boyd, a reporter for The Athletic, he videos things whenever he's at press conferences and he'll post them. He's blocked me now. I don't know why. But he posts a video of Anthony Richardson saying something. I got to be honest. I didn't watch the video. Didn't need to watch the video. Saw everything that I needed to see. And Anthony Richardson is standing there answering questions at the podium when he's representing not only himself, but the entire Indianapolis Colts organization. Standing at the podium with his visor on backwards and upside down. It's not a good look. It's not. Okay, I believe that presentation matters. I do. And whenever you're addressing people and you're representing something more than just yourself, you should look nice. Once again, presentation matters. And look, I work in radio. I get to wear whatever I want. If you're watching the stream right now, I'm in an athletic shirt and gym shorts. Okay? But here's the thing. About a month, maybe 2 months back, I had a day where I had to present some information, some stuff to our wonderful sales team here at Cumulus. If you want to advertise on the station, call them. They do a great job. They will hook you up. And on that day where I had to stand in front of people and answer questions, okay, and tell them about myself, really, I dressed way nicer. Wore a nice shirt. I wore like nice slacks. Okay, like I wanted to put my best foot forward. Okay, because I was presenting myself to important people and I wanted them to have a good, proper opinion of who I am. If I had walked into that room, to present all the information that I had to present that day with a backwards hat or an upside down and backwards visor, it wouldn't have given the best impression. Be like, oh, this kid kind of looks like a frat kid who went to IU. That's kind of what he looks like. And that's just not the impression that you want to give off. Okay, the backwards hat, backwards visor, upside down, all those things just doesn't give off the best impression. Okay? If a 22-year-old walked into your office of work and you looked at his resume and there wasn't much on there because he's 22 years old and he had a backwards hat on or a backwards and upside down visor, you wouldn't give him the job. You wouldn't. Okay? Because presentation matters, especially when you were the starting quarterback of an NFL franchise, when you were supposed to be the leader of the franchise. When Anthony Richardson stands at the podium, he represents not only himself, but the entire Colts organization because he's the quarterback. And is that fair? I don't know. Probably not. But that's the reality that we live in. Okay? That's just how these things work. When you have an important position, you represent everyone. And when you represent more than just yourself, you should present yourself in a proper and good manner. If he played wide receiver and he wanted to wear his visor upside down, backwards, sideways, inside out, I don't know if you can wear a visor inside out, but you get the picture. If he played wide receiver or left tackle or corner or linebacker, whatever, wherever you want, man. Okay? I wouldn't care because let's be honest, we don't really care all that much about what the non-quarterbacks have to say. Okay, just look at Brandon Ayuk. Dude's been asking for a new contract for a while, and if you turn on, ESPN or Fox Sports or wherever you like to consume your sports, and they'll mention it like, yeah, he deserves an extension, but it didn't become real news. People didn't start to really care until he demanded a trade. Quarterbacks, that's not how it works. Everything that you say matters because you represent everybody. And I believe that when you're at the podium and you know that you're about to answer questions not only about yourself, but about your team as a whole, you should present yourself in a proper manner. You should put your best foot forward. And I just don't believe that an upside down and backwards visor is proper. I don't think that's putting your best foot forward. I don't think that. And when it comes to, just everyday life, like if you want to go out to the garage in downtown Indy and have a good time, wear your visor however you want, man. Okay, you're off the clock. You're not answering questions about yourself and other people, whatever. Like during the game, when he was pulled over for a little sideline interview, he was wearing his visor the exact same way. Had no issue with it. It's like, it's the game. It's like you're at the game. You're involved. Okay, you're probably holding on to, the Windows tablet thing, going through plays, right? Trying to learn. Like in that environment, wear your visor however you want. Wear your visor however you want. But when you're about to address people and you're representing more than just yourself, just put it on straight. It's 5 minutes. Okay? I'm not asking for a lot here. Okay? And I tweeted this out last night because, I'm an opinionated person and I like to send my opinions out and, onto the internet. And let's, to put it politely, people didn't like it. And that's fine. You don't have to agree with everything that I say. But I noticed in the comments, people were responding with photos of other quarterbacks who have put their hat on backwards or the upside down backwards visor. Saw several photos and they're like, what about this guy? One of them is Patrick Mahomes. I will make you a deal. If Anthony Richardson wins 3 Super Bowls in 4 years, he can wear his visor however he wants to, wherever he wants to. Okay? So like there was a photo of Patrick Mahomes and then someone sent me a photo of Tom Brady, backwards hat. Hey, man. If Anthony Richardson wins 7 Super Bowls, more than any other NFL franchise, then he can wear his visor however he wants, wherever he wants, and I won't say a word about it. Okay, someone sent me a photo of Matthew Stafford. It's like Matthew Stafford was awesome for a long time in Detroit, and as soon as he got out of there to a proper organization that surrounded him with talent, he went and won a Super Bowl. He can wear his hat however he wants. Okay? Because there are different rules for different people. The 22-year-old, it's his, who's in his second year at your office, he doesn't get away with as much as the, 50-year-old who's been there for 20 years and has been wildly successful. Okay? Because success buys you rope. It buys you leeway. For example, my boss, obviously he hired me, to get on the radio and say different things and have takes and have big opinions, right? So I walked into his office. I can tell you right now, if I walked into that room with a backwards hat on, he would not have hired me. I know he wouldn't have because I asked him beforehand. So if me, a 24-year-old, walks into an office, asks for a job, in radio with a backwards hat on, I'm going to be told no. But if, Colin Cowherd, Stephen A. Smith, any one of these wildly successful ESPN FS1 people, if they showed up here, Jim Rome with CBS Sports, if they showed up here and they walked into my boss's office, in a tank top, sunglasses, and a backwards hat, and they asked for a job, my boss would say, yes, we would love to give you a spot. You know why? Because they're well established and have clearly shown that they're elite at their profession. Okay, when you're younger and you haven't proved anything, you don't get away with as much. You just don't. And in those moments especially, you should be all about whatever it is that you're doing. For right now, Anthony Richardson, it should be all about playing football. That's what it should be about. Okay? And look, when it comes to playing football, Anthony Richardson did that yesterday, and he didn't do a very good job. He didn't. He didn't play very well yesterday. Okay, the Colts played their first preseason game yesterday, and we saw Anthony Richardson for 2 drives, only played 7 plays, threw the ball 4 times. He completed 2 of them for 25 yards. We didn't see a ton. Okay, there was some good, there was some bad. Okay, I thought he learned. I thought he made adjustments on his way through. First drive, 2nd and 8. The Broncos send a blitz. Anthony Richardson didn't identify it. Free rusher, incomplete pass. Later, Broncos throw the same blitz at him. He identifies it, calls it out. Offensive line slides, and he has a good pocket to throw the football in, right? So we saw some good things. When he scrambled, he got out of bounds. That's huge. I think that is a thing that every Colts fan wanted to see, right? So like I said, there were some good things. I thought that the completion to Mo Alley Cox looked good, but there was also some bad, which is okay. Anthony Richardson hasn't played a football game, or he hadn't played a football game in 308 days, right? That first possession, though, uglier than Jabba the Hutt. Not great. Jonathan Taylor ran for 2 yards. Then Anthony Richardson didn't identify a blitz. He gets smacked. Incomplete pass. Then on third down, with plenty of time to throw, I thought that the limited action that we saw from the Colts starting offensive line, I thought that they looked good. Third down, 3rd and 8, 3rd and got to throw it. The defense knows that you're about to air it out. Anthony Richardson drops back, has a beautiful pocket, steps up, has a guy kind of open, to throw that a starting NFL quarterback should make, to throw that a franchise quarterback should make, and he didn't make it. It should have been picked off. The Denver Broncos defender simply dropped it. Okay, and then that's it. 3 and out. Colts come off the field. I'm like, geez, that didn't look very good. Then, Shane Steichen's like, one more possession. You guys only got to play 3 plays. So, they run him out there. Second possession looked a lot better. Then again, when you only gain 2 yards on your first possession and go 0 of 2 throwing the ball, you can only go up from that point. So, second possession, he comes out. They're backed up deep. He has a nice little completion to Mo Alley Cox for a first down. Right? It's like, all right, here we go. Maybe he's got some rhythm now. Like I said earlier, he looks comfortable when he's in the pocket. That's one of the most important things that I'm looking for whenever I watch these young quarterbacks. Because if you aren't comfortable, you're not going to play well. Okay? If you're not comfortable at your job, you're probably not going to perform very well. Okay? That's any job, any profession. Right? So he makes that throw. I'm like, all right, here we go. Maybe he's got a little bit of a rhythm here. And then, the next few plays weren't great. 3rd and 8 again. He's a little late finding Granson running across the middle, throws it a bit behind him. He slows down. He winds up coming a yard short of the first down. The slight inaccuracy costed them a first down. Like I said, there was some good and there was some bad, but it was mostly bad. Okay, I want Anthony Richardson to get more live reps. I think the joint practices with the Cardinals this week, I believe that that's who it's with. That's going to be good for Richardson to play against a defense that's not the Indianapolis Colts, because that Indianapolis Colts defense, especially that secondary, is horrendously bad. It's terrible. Okay, and I thought that was on display yesterday. I've got more thoughts on that Colts defense and the rest of this Colts team, honestly, when we come back here in about 4 minutes.